Hello, in this video I'll talk about Helpdesk and subscription integration module. This module purpose is to manage and automatically invoice support hours. So first we need to create a subscription for a client and configure it. I will create a sample client. Now I will create a subscription template for managing support. This can be reused for later support subscriptions. Now we choose our currency, and also we choose a subscription type, which should be support, so system would understand that this subscription is meant for support. Again, we choose a support hours coefficient. It's used if we are, it should be changed to some other value if you are selling invoicing subscription differently than consuming hours, support hours. For example, if you are invoicing by working days, so this should be set to this value, so it would convert to working days. Now we can also set periodically reset quantities. This means that once invoice is generated from subscription, it will set actual quantities to sold quantity. This can be useful when we agree to sell some support hours every month, minimum hours every month, and if it's exceeded at 1 month, it will be reset back to that quantity. Now we add subscription lines, so we could use it to automatically populate subscription. I will create a support service. You can set sale price, cost price, and now I set quantity to 2. It means that we agreed with a client to sell minimum 2 support hours every month. If in your case you do not agree to sell minimum hours, regardless if they are used or not, you can just leave this at 0. Okay, and line for support option means that this line will be used for support. When hours are consumed, it will know where to append used additional hours, and there can be only one such line per subscription. Okay, I created line. Now in order for it to work like we want, we need to configure support for the subscription. Now we have initial support hours. This means that every recurrency, in this case every month, we set initial support hours that we are giving to a client. So it means that he's going to pay every month for minimum for 2 hours. So if we set it 2, you can see that sold quantity became 2. So if we will consume more hours for client than 2 hours, we will invoice all those hours, but next month it will expect to invoice only 2 hours, and this repeats. Okay, and here other important things to mention. There's hours renewed and hours consumed. Hours renewed means that it will show all the hours that were added for customers. So we can give customer some hours we agreed upon. If it was agreed, there's some case, so we can manually add those hours. For example, agreed to give the bonus hour. It will be included in support hours left. So if we save, you can see that this client now has 3 hours. This can also be automatically renewed. So it means that if a client uses more hours than he has initially, and next month if there's less hours than initial support hours, we can enable auto renew hours, so it will renew to have 2 hours left if there is less than 2. So I will set this to auto renew hours. This will work on a scheduler basis, so I will leave this enabled, but I will show you how to do it manually, so we won't need to wait for scheduler. Okay, and now we have 3 support hours left. So to show you how hours are consumed, we need to open Helpdesk. We need to go to Helpdesk, tickets, and create some Helpdesk ticket. For example, let's say there's a ticket that server is not responding. Okay, and we need to select a subscription that was just created. It's this sample client. Some other fields automatically populated, and as you can see, there are 3 hours left as here. So this is just a helper to be able to see how many hours there are, and it will show how many hours in total was consumed. So let's say we help the client by analyzing an issue, and we spent 1 hour. We save it. As you can see, there are 2 hours. I will refresh to also show it here. So now we have 2 hours. There was 2 hours initially plus 1 and minus 1 that was consumed equals 2. Okay, so now it would still invoice 2 hours because we agreed to sell only 2 hours. But for example, and this extra hour I just added, it is not included in invoice because I just added as a bonus. But for example, if we consume more hours than we agreed, or I mean client agreed to buy from us, for example, let's say we need to debug the server and see what was wrong, and for example we spent 3 more hours. So now consuming these 3 hours would mean that there will be 1 hour minus 1 hour. It means it's more than client bought from us. So now if I press somewhere like that, you will get a warning saying that if you consume that many hours, client will not have enough hours, and it will actually become minus 1. This is just a warning. You can proceed if you want. So for example, you can warn client that he used more hours than he bought, but if it's all okay, we can proceed. So now he has minus 1 hour, and because we are using support line, now I'll need to refresh this. As you can see, there's 3 hours. So that 1 hour was added automatically. Oh, and I need to start subscription for it to actually work. So now every time more hours are consumed, they will be added on that line. So for example, solve the problem. We did some fixing or something else. For example, we spent 1 more hour. So now it will say that his left hours will become minus 2. Well, we can proceed. So every time we will consume hours that are in a minus, it will warn us. Okay, now there are 2 hours, and as you can see, now actual quantity is 4, but we agreed to sell only 2. So keep in mind that all subscriptions work like this. It takes maximum value from between these two. So which one is higher, it will use that one. So it means if we actually use 4 hours, so it will invoice for 4 hours. Now, as you can see, the support hours left is -2, and auto renew option is enabled. Theoretically, if we would wait for scheduler till this day, it will automatically create invoice, and it would automatically renew hours. Now, to demonstrate this, I can just press generate invoice and it will automatically renew hours because I enabled this. It's also possible to renew manually by pressing this button without even having this option enabled. If for example, you are not using auto renew feature, but sometimes you want to manually renew those hours. Okay, so I will press this button. It will create draft invoice. So this would be created automatically by the scheduler when the time comes, but I'm just showing this for this demo. So as you can see, quantity is 4 and unit price is 50. So this invoice was generated, and if I go back, you can see that there's this line, months renew. It set back to how it was set up initially. So it renewed to have 2 hours left because we agreed to sell to client 2 hours every month minimum. So now when he will pay for an invoice of that month, next month, if he won't use more than 2 hours, he will have another invoice with 2 hours used. So that's how this works, and that's it. Thank you for watching.